This week on The Dish, we take you inside the historic Ivy Hotel in Baltimore, where chef Scott Bacon has returned to the highly acclaimed Magdalena, known for his globally inspired, locally sourced cuisine. The restaurant's first Black executive chef is now determined to put Baltimore on the culinary map.
Dumpling fries, sunchokes, maybe do side broccoli.
A native of Maryland, Scott Bacon feels right at home.
Looks lovely.
Cooking in one of Baltimore's most storied mansions, the historic Ivy Hotel.
Focaccia.
Home to Magdalena,
Ooh.
the highly acclaimed restaurant rated by Wine Spectator.
Ready when you guys are.
With a menu that delivers more than the chef's name implies.
One of the funny things is that my cooking's so vegetable focused as well, and then have like a carnivorous last name.
Bacon's upbringing heavily influenced everything he does in the kitchen, from the British side of his family.
That's from my mom, like, and my grandma, like my Nana. They're all gardeners and super into vegetable cooking.
To his father's people, with roots in South Carolina.
And my father is like super into grilling, and he's always the one that would like come home from work and make dinner for everybody. And as I got older, I'd start helping him a little bit.
Teaching him a man's place is in the kitchen.
So it's like all these men that were into food, I think, got me more comfortable. Very nice. Being into it.
As his first love was music, cooking became his side hustle. Somehow, the combination caught the attention of his next boss.
He came and saw my band play one night when I was the prep cook, and then he put me on saute the next week when I saw the schedule. And he's like, if you can play all that stuff and do vocals at the same time, he's like, saute should be easy.
You can do that one. Thank you.
By 26, he was the executive chef at Patterson Public House.
Went really hard on it, got my first write-up, got burned out.
That's when he came to Magdalena.
Realistically, I wanted to be at this place, but I asked if I could just be a line cook. It's like...
Wait. You asked for a demotion?
Yeah, because for me, it's like the burnout, if you go back to what you love about it, you can kind of alleviate it. So I needed to just cook and not have to... There's so many other layers.
But that's so incredibly mature to know what you need.
It didn't feel like it at the time.
It paid off in 2021.
These look great.
When he took over as executive chef of Magdalena. His menu highlighting the bounty of the Chesapeake Bay and its locally sourced produce. And I'm dipping with?
That's gonna be an asparagus vichyssoise cold soup. Because we cook so seasonally, you end up building a repertoire. That's one that I always like to come back to.
But it is so clean. And when I say clean, I mean it seems as though you don't emulsify it in fat.
There's no dairy in the soup. The creaminess comes from Yukon Gold potato that we like rinse until there's no starch.
There are his seasonal beets and strawberries with whipped farmer's cheese, bitter greens, and mint. And what is the crunch?
It's a little sourdough crisp made from we make sourdough in-house and then we just freeze it.
I see it now.
Slice it really thin.
Also on the table, the dish Chef Bacon is most excited about. Appalachian rice porridge made with poached farm egg, smoked wild mushrooms, and green garlic.
I wanted to make the dish by concept vegan, obviously without the egg, but put the egg on there so meat eater wants to order it as well.
For the main, grilled Northern Bay porgy served with English peas, baby turnips, wild mushrooms, and marigold butter. For dessert, there's sweet pea semi-freddo with lemon sorrel granita, mint sponge cake, and white chocolate.
When it's presented, you're like, ah, like it's avant-garde and green.
And then the white chocolate just kind of takes it to the next level.
Yeah, and then once you're eating it,
you're in.
You're amazed.
You've said that this restaurant is a place of purpose. What do you mean?
When a place is the underdog, when a place is bet against, and you decide to put everything that you are into that, like that's why the Browns are such incredible people for me.
This is the historical section of Baltimore.
Sylvia and Eddie Brown are the Baltimore couple who spied the property from their capital management business across the street. Once the home of William Painter, the inventor of the bottle cap, the property was donated to the city, becoming the Department of Parks and Recreation.
This space didn't exist. This was a parking lot. The historic mansion was forward of where we are standing.
After a 5-year renovation, it's now a relay and chateau. among the most prestigious luxury brands of owner-operated hospitality venues in the world. There's just 60 in the U.S. and only one in the state of Maryland. What does the Ivy provide Baltimore with that it didn't have before?
I think it provides a place that you can call home. And that's what we want the guests to feel, at home and comfortable. And then bring their families, because some families spend Thanksgiving here. Christmas, the same thing.
I think from the very beginning, people were like, what are they trying to do? Like, why are this opening this place? And I think that it was incredibly ambitious, and still, like, it's one of the coolest endeavors I've ever seen.
But in late 2023, Bacon took a break from it all.
Steak, why not?
He found his way back
Beautiful.
in early 2025.
My food updated massively. Being able to cook what I wanted, where I wanted, took away some layers of what was holding me back on the plate a little bit. Like, I'm just mentally, physically, everything way healthier than I was when I left.
Thank you, bro.
Where do you want to see this place go with you at the helm?
I think that most Relais and Chateaus, the restaurant is part of the destination of the place. I would like to bring people to Baltimore for the sole purpose of eating in this restaurant. There's no reason that we can't be like Philadelphia or New York or Chicago. And I'd like this to sort of be ground zero for that. Discovery and surprise. I mean, every dish was unexpectedly different from the way it looked. I mean, it's the flavors in your mouth.
This is delicious.
He sent over the breads are incredible, and some little pedophores that are yummy, and non-alcoholic toast.
Cheers.
Which is so delicious.
I'll go to Baltimore for this.
You
no
must.
problem.
You
I
must
will.
try it.
Cheers to that.
This morning in our series, The Dish, we're introducing you to a former NFL running back who discovered his true passion is not on the gridiron, but in the kitchen. Tobias Dorzan played on NFL practice squads and spent a season in the Canadian Football League, but walked away from all that in 2012 to study French cuisine. A year ago, Dorzan opened his own place in his hometown of Maryland, where he blends flavors from Asia, from Italy, and from West Africa, flavors that reflect who he is and what he hopes to become, which is the best chef in the world. Every dish by Tobias Dorzan
Nice jumbo shrimp here.
starts with the basics.
This is club soda and tempura flour.
But as he demoed for us with his crispy Asian shrimp,
Once the tempura batter fluffs up, we are now able to let it go
Release
and
it.
fully cook.
This is the goji sauce.
Yes.
once he layers on the sauce
We'll just go down here, we plate it like this.
and the toppings,
We'll finish it off with some green onions and some toasted sesame seeds.
there's a good chance you've got a meal like no other.
That's nice and hot.
Oh, good.
It all comes together inside Dorzan's Hyattsville, Maryland restaurant, Huncho House,
This used to be a Five Guys restaurant.
This right here used to be a Five Guys.
Yes.
where Dorzan proves he's the only guy for some truly exceptional combinations, like crab garlic noodles, sweet and spicy snapper, and Caribbean jerk short rib with Italian risotto. Creations of a chef who knows what you might be thinking.
Typically, you don't see people like me. You don't see people that have tattoos, that talk the way I talk, that dress the way I dress, that look the way I look.
Dorzan's father, a West African immigrant, was a chef too. But food wasn't what young Tobias was dreaming of as a kid growing up in Maryland.
I never grew up with somebody next to me saying, yeah, man, I can't wait to be the next best chef. No, it wasn't a thing. I can't wait to be the next best football player or the next best rapper or the next best basketball player.
He played football at Jackson State, then joined some NFL practice squads and the Canadian Football League. Before realizing there might be more to life off the field.
I lost my love for football because it became a job.
Yeah.
And whenever something becomes a job, it's almost like, what do you do next? I was always an amazing chef that just knew how to play football.
He invested his earnings into culinary school, both here and in Italy.
Are there things that you learned as an athlete, habits of mind, habits of work, that you have used as a chef?
Yes, absolutely, everything. You know, so being on time to things, being ahead, being properly prepped to proceed, to be great is something that I preach to everyone.
And what you got from sports?
Exactly what I got from sports.
Those lessons are now in every meal from a menu that somehow captures all that Dorzan holds dear.
your parents are from Liberia.
Yes.
So you got an African influence.
Yep.
You got a Maryland influence. You got a Deep South Jackson State influence.
Yep.
You got a little bit of Canada influence, and then you got Italy.
Yes.
And you like Asian food.
I'm infatuated with Asian food.
And somehow all that comes together.
Yeah. Food is more than just coming in and eating your basics. It's tasting different things. It's touching your sweet, it's touching your umami, it's touching your sour, it's touching your bitters. I didn't even know I had an umami sense, yeah, but now you do, now you know.
That swagger, along with irresistible social media photos of his food, first landed him work cooking for some high-profile athletes.
Playing in the tournament of champs, man.
And eventually led to several Food Network competitions with Guy Fieri.
Duck fat, nice call.
Who, as it turns out, is a key ingredient in this whole story.
He's a mentor, he's a big brother. You have to understand that my first time on Guy's Grocery Game, he said, I don't care how good you cook. If you're not a personality to the people that's watching, there's no point in having you on here. Happy birthday!
Dorzan can draw a spotlight, but we also witnessed his desire to share it with the friends he's brought along the way.
I want everybody to know, everybody that's on my team, getting into a room sometimes is the hardest thing. And you know, me being able to get into certain rooms that normally people that look like me wouldn't be able to get into, I want to make sure that the people around me that I know have put in the work that I've put in, get the opportunities to get in those rooms too.
It's also one of the reasons he decided to open Honcho House here.
So growing up 8 minutes from up the street, something that we don't have here, we don't have a fine dining aspect of food. So being able to give our community something that we never had before, it was important for me to do that.
And now he's doing it again, opening a second restaurant just across the street.
We're creating a DJ booth over here.
Giving it more of a nightlife atmosphere he hopes will complement the fine dining at Honcho House and continue to defy expectations of what's possible from an evening out.
I could go anywhere I want to right now. I'm a chef on Food Network. I'm fully known as a chef. It was important for me to come here and let me prove to myself that I can make this succeed here. I know I'll be able to succeed anywhere else.
And he is succeeding. That food is so good. I wish Gail were here because it's right by the University of Maryland, her alma mater.
Well, I'm going to visit. Looked amazing.
That new place, 1123, opens this month, actually, February.
That was a great piece, Tony.
Bring them on.
I got to check it out when I'm in Maryland.
This morning, our James Beard Award-winning series, The Dish, honors Black History Month, the month of February. The restaurant Dakar NOLA was a hotspot during Super Bowl weekend in New Orleans. It was packed. It serves a modern Senegalese tasting menu that blends the cuisines of two coastal cities, Dakar and New Orleans. Yum. Everything on the menu comes from farmers and producers in South Louisiana. CBS Saturday Morning co-host Michelle Miller joined the chef as he picked up ingredients for the day's menu.
What's going on?
Every Tuesday, Serene Bay takes in the fresh produce available at his local farmers market.
Whatever the farmers have, that's what I put in the menu, and that's the challenge.
Local producers he trusts.
These brews easy and they should be kept in the fridge.
Are they hard enough so far?
Old, they ready to eat now.
Provide a bounty for his table.
So this is going to be ataya. Ataya is the tea that is served back home in Senegal.
At Dakar NOLA. As the James Beard 2024 Best New Restaurant, this 26-seat dining room gives Senegalese cuisine a fine dining shine.
I worked in many great restaurants, and I have not worked at any restaurant that's cooking what's African food to this level.
From his cassava fritter with tomato onion sauce, crab salad, and smoked trout roe, or a twist on the classic jollof rice.
And I always tell people that every dish has a story, and not every dish is supposed to make you feel good.
Like with black-eyed peas, they were first brought to the Americas during the transatlantic slave trade. That's just one of many stories about the dishes he tells during the dinner.
It didn't weigh 60 kilos. What they did was 60 kilos is about 133 pounds. So they fed them black-eyed peas in palm oil to fatten them up. So that way they could survive through the Middle Passage.
He wants patrons to share that story of struggle and survival.
So we have a lot of delicious food that's on the current menu. You have the last meal, which is the palm oil black-eyed pea soup with some Gulf shrimp. Because typically this dinner in the restaurant, it is about 2.5 hour experience. And over here we have our citrus salad.
From the citrus from this morning.
Persimmons, kumquats, grapefruit, navel oranges. We also use the leftover juice to kind of turn into a vinaigrette.
His tasting menu, shared family style, is a tradition learned from his mother's table in Harlem. Both parents immigrated from Senegal. She even had a New York City restaurant of her own.
And she made the best ceebu, which is the Senegalese dish, rice and fish. And you had to call 2 hours before the restaurant opened to order her plate. It was that good.
Bay started as a dishwasher at a restaurant in New York when an invitation came his way.
The chef was doing an event at a James Beard house. He told me to come tag along to help. And I just saw it possible. I just dreamed, right? Like cooking the food that my mom cooked, it's possible to this level, you know?
He first moved to New Orleans in 2016.
You know, I think for me, outside of Senegal, New Orleans is the closest place I could call home.
His successful pop-ups caught a following and investors who made this double shotgun home on Magazine Street a possibility. Why do you think people are so into this space? You can't get a reservation here.
For me, I think people want something that they can't get. If I'm going to cook gumbo, my gumbo certainly better be different from everybody else's gumbo. People just want something that they can't have, and we created a place of celebration.
At 31, Bay is in no rush to grow beyond this pace, even as the spotlight continues to hit his town. What do you hope to showcase?
Again, just being us. I hope that people come here and really realize that West Africa have so much to offer to the world. Our food, our hospitality, but most importantly, the way we make people feel.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Michelle Miller in New Orleans.
This morning, our James Beard Award-winning series, The Dish, highlights a rising chef with a whole heck of a lot on his plate. Our Nancy Chan sat down with Eric Adjepong for an exclusive conversation. You might remember him from Top Chef, and he reflected on his journey to share West African food with the whole wide world.
Inside the restaurant Almina in Washington, D.C., a quest to redefine legacy. A mission filled with complex flavors and colorful plates of new yet familiar tastes. All guided by Chef Eric Adjepong's West African heritage.
Africa being the second biggest continent in the world, yet the food is so unknown, it's like a travesty, right? Yes. Like, how do we celebrate those dishes? How do we tell those stories? It's woven throughout the entire sort of lexicon of culinary history throughout the world. We can't have gumbo without West African food. We can't have shrimp and grits without West African food. These are important stories to tell.
And Adjepong's deep desire to share those stories lies in the Ghanaian philosophy of Sankofa, which he calls his life's driving force.
When you talk about Sankofa, it's looking back at your own life, but also your ancestors.
Massive, yeah, absolutely. So to move forward, you have to look back and sort of gain inspiration, truly understand who you are, where you come from, the people before me, my ancestors, you know, grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts and uncles that have passed away.
Adjepong was born in New York, but spent much of his early childhood with his grandparents in Ghana.
I remember vaguely some experiences more than others, but I think internally there's always that sort of like vibration of just like knowing that that was home to me.
And even now when you go back.
Even now when I go back, exactly.
Yeah.
That time helped shape his culinary approach, as did learning to cook here.
The fish stew, it takes time.
In his mom's New York City kitchen, which he still considers his most esteemed. Adjepong then worked his way up in Michelin-starred restaurants in his 20s, before finishing as a finalist on Top Chef in 2018. Now Adjepong shares his favorite recipes in his new cookbook, Ghana to the World, a nod to his main goal, building a table between the two continents he cherishes most.
You've been working on this book for 4 years. What did you want to make sure you got right?
I really wanted to make sure that we honored the traditional dishes, things that were sort of cooked in the same fashion that my grandparents would make or my mom or dad would make and then I would make now for my child. And then you'll have some of my recipes that are more newer takes or sort of inspirations with taking ingredients and using my experiences working with, different restaurants around the world, different chefs that I've been inspired by.
From coconut curry chickpeas to eggs Benedict with scallops and Ghanaian chicken kebabs, Adjepong combines vivid recipes with personal stories.
What story do you have here?
Well, number one, I think jollof rice right here.
Now, you've said before your mom makes the best.
That is a staple. That's a fact. That is 100%.
Not opinion.
No, not an opinion. 100% fact.
I love the sauce, the freshness of the tomato mixed with the rice too.
After enjoying a few more dishes,
we're breaking bread.
Breaking bread, yeah, exactly.
The chef invited me into the kitchen to make one together, his famous roasted banana grits with shrimp.
I've been in a lot of kitchens. I've never seen someone do something like this. What exactly are you doing?
So we have some coals here that we're getting really hot, and then we're gonna transfer these coals here in our grill and then get that going for our shrimp. So we'll add in the grits here.
How much butter is too much butter?
Oh, is that like the philosophical question? The more the merrier, honestly.
Dump it all in,
Just
chef.
dump it all in there, why not?
There we go. Mix that real good.
We're gonna go ahead and start to plate up.
That looks pretty.
That all-day seasoning, the secret stuff.
Oh. Cheers. All right.
That's delicious.
It was not a graceful bite, but it tastes so good. Thank you. Between the restaurant opening and your book coming out, what's the one thing that you want people to take away?
I really want to be able to sort of put Ghana on the map as much as I can, it really is a place that I love. This feels like a life mission, it really does. I feel a calling to really share these stories as much as I can.
And that storytelling aspect, such a big part of it for him. He says there's a history, there's an education when it comes to eating, and he wants to push that forward.
A man after my heart, when you asked about butter, he said the more the merrier.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not a grits girl, but I love bananas. That combination wasn't something I thought I would like to try that. Yes.
I'll make sure you get some.
Yeah, that was
West
good.
African
With the
cuisine.
shrimp.
Bread looked amazing.
Nice,
as well.
nice, Nancy, nice.
Yeah.
Bread always good. Any circumstances. Nancy, good to see you always. That'll do it for us. We will see you tomorrow on your favorite morning show. Take it easy. Have a great day.
Tucked into an eclectic Phoenix motel, Chef Lawrence Smith's Chilte is serving up soul food of the Southwest. With a menu inspired by his family and a kitchen run like a football team, diners are in for a memorable meal. Our Chris Van Cleve rushed over for a taste.
Everyone's first time in with us?
If you are lucky enough to score a table at Chilte in Phoenix, you can expect a meal you won't soon forget. But don't expect a traditional Mexican menu or a traditional Mexican chef. Meet Lawrence Smith, but most folks just call him Chef LT.
We're talking about Mexican food, and I don't see chips and guacamole.
Yes, I don't have chips and guac. I don't have just regular queso. I have more fun ingredients, more intentional ingredients.
Does that throw people when they come in the first time?
Absolutely. A lot of people were like, I don't get it, I don't get it. And I was like, you don't have to get it, just eat it.
And what you're eating is a blend of tastes, traditions, and histories. This menu pulls from the traditions of his wife's family, their travels through her native Mexico, and the soul food he loved as a kid in Cleveland.
I'm bringing different flavors together that are just kind of bouncing in my head.
The result? Stunning dishes, like his house mole flautas. The mole of the day during our visit was a classic but subtle mole negro. Inside the flautas, roasted and seasoned butternut squash.
We do seasonal stuff, so sometimes I'll do lamb neck, or sometimes I'll do butternut squash, or I'll do Jamaica.
You change your menu a lot.
It's just whatever I'm feeling, whatever's kind of inspiring me at the moment.
Should we try the flautas?
Let's get in there.
It's picture perfect, so I hate to ruin it.
Nah, mess it up. That's still good. Mm-hmm. I cook it every day. I don't get to sit down and eat, and I'm like, yo, that's still good,
Yeah, the mole is subtle. How important is the sauce to this dish?
I mean, you gotta have it. Everything, you got sauces everywhere. I love doing sauces personally. I'm kind of self-proclaimed sauce boss. I just love doing sauces.
We paired the flautas with a side that looked a bit like rice at first glance, but it's actually his take on esquites, a classic Mexican street food. Heirloom white corn boiled for a couple of hours, a touch of his black garlic hot sauce, cheese, lime, crema, bone marrow mayo, and a little butter.
On top is the queso cincho, which is it's a longer aged cotija and a little chili rind. Really, really delicious, real super funky.
Oh, That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
His chili relleno special is his take on his mother-in-law's classic, a crispy egg white shell over a giant poblano pepper loaded with cheese.
Why is this dish special to you?
I just love how homey it is. I love how, it's something I got to experience through my family. I got to learn it from them. That's really it. Salty, smoky, rich.
Mm-hmm.
His menu earned the 32-year-old a James Beard Award nomination, and he was recently selected as one of 3 up-and-coming chefs asked to reimagine Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme.
Really, it was just such a fun opportunity.
But the kitchen was not where Chef LT thought he'd be playing today. A football standout at the University of Akron, he got drafted by the Indianapolis Colts. He was on the cusp of realizing his childhood dream of playing professional football, but didn't make the preseason cut.
I was lost. I didn't know who I was. I ended up in culinary school, and I wasn't natural to it. It all kind of clicked.
Do you think having been an elite athlete and dealing with game day pressure helps with this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every day of service is game day. So it's natural to me. The stress and adrenaline and everything like that is definitely something I'm used to.
But when the pandemic hit, restaurant jobs dried up. So Chef LT started cooking under a tent on the street. The business grew into a food truck, and about 2 years later, he opened Chilte inside a quirky boutique hotel just outside downtown.
We started with just tacos, really, just out of the apartment. How do we translate the street to more of an elevated casual environment, to full service?
His tacos start with a twist. Squid ink gives the hand-pressed fresh tortillas their signature black color. Inside is usually a beef brisket, braised for 6 to 8 hours with chilies, onions, and garlic. Add in cabbage, salsa, lime, and consommé, but have your napkins ready.
I'm going to try not to wear it.
Yeah, they're a little messy, guys, but shoot, now I'm worried. I'm like, what am I going to stain right now?
This is really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm sitting down, I'm like, dang, these are good plates.
While the tacos are a must, if you come hungry, you have to try their rotating MSG, meat, sauce, garnish. Inspired by pozole, a Mexican stew, on our visit it featured a sauce made from corn fungus and their brown butter hominy, mixed with a burnt salsa, avocado, hand-pressed tostadas, paired with a childhood favorite, the pork chop, on a tomahawk scale. A taste of Mexico with a taste of Ohio.
This is soul food of the Southwest, and it just takes me back to the soul food I grew up eating, and now I'm finding a way to bring those together, just like who I am, me, my wife, and my family, and her family, all come together.
Bringing the two families together kind of brings together the menu.
Yeah. And it's like kind of crazy that it's all culminated in like a freaking award-winning restaurant.
While Chilte is earning rave reviews, it's also brought out the worst in some online.
I'm not in competition with anyone else.
Something Chef LT addressed in a recent Instagram post.
Talk to me a little bit about that. You in some ways are an outsider in that you're not Mexican.
It hits home, and it's kind of tough to navigate sometimes because I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to bastardize any of the cuisine or anything like that. I'm not trying to make a quick buck off of the cuisine. It's really coming from my heart. So sometimes it is tough to grapple with, but I feel like I'm finding my voice here at Chilte and who we are and what we're doing and what we represent.
So much of America is made up of blended families.
100%.
It makes sense that you would blend the food right along with it.
Yeah. I'm blended, and our families are blended, and all of America is a melting pot. So it really stinks when, we were getting death threats, from different communities because of our food, and it hurts.
You were getting death threats because of the food?
Yeah, absolutely. For the blending of cuisines and the blending of style.
I mean, that's insane.
I agree.
He says his answer to those critics is to keep cooking with love and intention.
That's why we do it, How can I tell my story and my feelings through this medium, right? It's my canvas.
Or as the chef says, just make it sexy and make it taste good. For CBS Saturday Morning, I'm Chris Van Cleve in Phoenix.
Oh my, you see this? We got to get a shot
The
of
butternut
the butternut squash flautas.
Right, and then we also have the baklava cheesecake.
Yes.
I love everything about it. He said we could make it messy. Marcy told us we couldn't mess it up. We're messing it up, Marcy.
There it is. You
We're
get a good
messing it
shot
up.
'cause it's coming into my mouth.
He said we should make a mess.
Go for it, girlfriend.
I love how he's taken the best of all these things and put it together.
And I love all of these unconventional things. Squid ink, you know, pork marrow mayo. I mean,
so good.
This morning in our series we call The Dish, we're sharing a story about the determination, perseverance, and sheer grit it takes to run a restaurant. Ras Plant Based is an Ethiopian-American restaurant. It's in Brooklyn. It was so popular that the owners Romeo and Milka Regali opened a second spot in Manhattan last year. But getting to that point was not easy. Oh no. As CBS Saturday Morning co-host Michelle Miller shows us, their commitment to hard work, kindness, I love that word, and great food, like that too, is not going away.
We call ourselves purveyor of vibes.
how do you purvey vibes?
By extending unlimited kindness, to everyone, community, guests, our team.
It's not just the kindness Romeo Regali serves that keeps people coming back. It's his unique take on standard Ethiopian fare, like stir-fried mushroom tibs or his grandmother's red lentil stew. But he never even trained as a chef.
I was doing film, producing, directing, and that's why I moved to New York. But film was not paying the bills, so I needed a part-time job.
He started working as a server at the Ethiopian restaurant Awash. He felt at home having grown up in East Africa before moving to the States as an adult.
Hospitality and food is really Ethiopian culture, and I just fell in love with it.
Leave it to a guy named Romeo for a love of the kitchen to lead to love in the kitchen.
I was managing my mom's restaurant at the time, and Romeo came in. I thought he was cute.
You did, but you had a boyfriend.
But I had a boyfriend, so, it was off limits. We just started hanging out a lot, and...
With the boyfriend?
Sometimes, yes.
We kind of moved in very quickly. Yeah, and got married like 6 months after we met.
Romeo and Milka worked together for the next 4 years with a dream to one day open their own restaurant. But their priorities changed in 2017 when Romeo's dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
He had lost over 100 pounds. I couldn't even recognize it.
Romeo quit his job to take care of his dad, who eventually beat the cancer. But when the Regalis were finally ready to launch their restaurant, they hit more roadblocks, like opening in March of 2020.
We opened, and literally 8 days later, we were, forced to shut down.
They were closed for 2 months. The money was running out, but their luck wasn't. An Instagram page that features Black-owned businesses reached out, saying it wanted to highlight Ras.
They said, all right, we're going to post it tomorrow, be ready. Very next day, there was a line to the point where we couldn't handle it.
The crowds didn't stop coming for someone who learned everything he knows online.
That is where most of the skills kind of came from, honestly. Watching YouTube, just kind of learning as we went.
You keep looking at her like you want to kiss her.
Can I?
Go ahead. But was I feeling that right? You kept looking at her like, oh, my baby.
I sure did.
Oh. Look at this. They have veggie bowls to nachos, their twist on popular Ethiopian sourdough injera.
We have things that will work for any palate, really.
Ooh, yummy.
The food's not supposed to touch your fingers.
You
like it?
I love it. Through all the ups and downs, Romeo Regali says he's never lost faith.
He said, I don't know how, but I feel like Ras is going to survive.
We thought we'd ended our story, but the hits they just kept coming.
We got a call from the super telling us that the basement was on fire.
Last week, an electrical fire decimated their West Village location.
At the moment, we're kind of in disbelief.
And if we're not able to raise money, I don't think we're able to reopen it. I'm sorry.
Despite it all, they're not giving up.
Sometimes, God allows these things to happen for something greater to happen. We're holding on to hope and faith, and we believe maybe God allowed this to happen because there's something greater in store for us,
Guys, this was supposed to be a feel-good story, a story of celebration about everything they had overcome until now. They don't have insurance to cover the cost of this fire. So, the community has really stepped up. They have an online campaign, online fundraising campaign, and their location in Brooklyn is still open. That's where you can find them. But one hit after another.
Yes.
And they're the most exquisite, lovely, kind couple, adorable. So I really wish the best for them.
I know where I'm going this weekend.
Come on, God, come through.
I'm going
come
this
on,
weekend
God,
to Brooklyn.
Come through.
Yes.
How much are they trying to raise? Do you know?
I do. I don't know if I can say. I know that.
Well, yes, say.
Like $300,000. That was the initial estimate when.
Yeah.
I went by what is today? I think I was there Monday. So yeah.
I have a feeling they'll reach that goal.
I hope so,
The
Michelle.
community's going to come through. There's a lot of faith in that couple.
Good food, good
Michelle,
vibes.
thank you so much.
Really
we appreciate
like
you.
Our series, The Dish Recipe, highlights one easy-to-follow recipe, and this month is the 35th anniversary of the James Beard Awards, so we are focusing on recipes by James Beard Award winners, starting with Kwame Onwuachi. He was named a Rising Star Chef in 2019 and competed on Top Chef, also named to the Time 100 list of influential people. We met him at the Beard Foundation's Platform Kitchen, where he shared his recipe for gumbo.
What's up, y'all? This is Kwame Onwuachi, and today I'm making one of my favorite dishes, gumbo. The roux is the anchor of gumbo. You don't want it too light or the gumbo's gonna be too thick. You don't want it too dark or the gumbo's gonna be too bitter. And you should be cooking it like low and slow the whole way so it really toasts that flour. So we're just melting the butter so then we can incorporate that into the flour. You can actually do this in the microwave and just pour it over the flour and mix it up. And now it's like one homogenized mixture. Really, really beautiful. I'm gonna take it off the heat at this point and then put it in just an appropriate size pan. It doesn't need to be this like fancy restaurant pan at all. So I'm gonna take this and throw this in the oven and I'm gonna whisk it like every 30 minutes for 2 hours. And that way it can toast really, really evenly. So this is how the roux started, and this is how it finished. This is what it should look like. This is gonna give it its distinct flavor as well as texture. So now it's time to build the layers of flavor for your gumbo. We're gonna start by sauteing the Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity consists of 3 vegetables. So we're gonna start with the onion, add the celery, and the bell pepper. So we're gonna let this cook, honestly, just till it's translucent, and you definitely don't want any color on it. And the way that I help that out is by adding salt. Salt draws the moisture out of the vegetables, and it makes it easier to control that heat. I'm gonna add my garlic and cook until it's fragrant. Like I wanna smell my garlic when I'm cooking it. So now that the garlic is cooked out, I'm gonna add the roux. All that flavor is gonna come from the roux. And now I'm gonna add my house spice. Every family in Louisiana has their own mix for it, but this is my mom's special mix. There's kosher salt, black pepper, cayenne pepper, paprika, Worcestershire powder, which I added. Now that this is cooked out a little bit, I'm gonna add my stocks. Now I like to add chicken stock and shrimp stock. And then I'll add a link of andouille sausage split in half to give it some flavor. So I'm gonna cook this for 45 minutes on low heat, just to accentuate those flavors and make sure the roux is cooked out. So while that is simmering, I'm gonna season the chicken with a generous portion of house spice. So now that the gumbo has been simmering for 45 minutes, I'm gonna add my chicken and cook that for 20. So for the final step, I'm gonna add some live blue crabs that I've cleaned and I've halved. If you can't find blue crabs that are live, you can always use whatever the best crab you can find. This is jumbo lump, which I also love to add in addition to that. So I'm gonna add the crab to this. I'm gonna add a ton of crab meat and then some andouille sausage that's sliced. And this is just gonna simmer on low for another 20 minutes. You got your gumbo. Now it's my favorite time. This is like a self-serving dish. And there you have it, a perfect bowl of Louisiana gumbo. Even just the smell brings back so many memories from my childhood. This is a dish of family, and to me, it's a dish of home.
Delicious.
Everything he
looks
does is delicious.
Yeah.
And if you get to go to Tatiana's, his restaurant.
great.
Oh, yeah. I've been.
We've all been.
Been there a
We've
few
all
times,
been.
yeah.
Oh my,
Very
yes.
good, very good.
I like Nate. I've been there a few times,
Yeah,
yes.
and I gotta go back.
Yes.
I gotta go back if he's making that gumbo for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
This morning in our series, The Dish, we are introducing you to a chef who achieved a rare feat in the culinary world. The Michelin Guide has been dishing out accolades for nearly 100 years. It gives out stars to the very best chefs in the world. But so far, only 2 black women have received that honor. One of them, Adejoké Bakare. Rami Inocencio recently met with Bakare at a London restaurant to get a taste of her modern West African cuisine.
Why do you think it took so long to get to you?
Oh, they were waiting for me, for sure.
Here, in the cozy kitchen of Chishuru,
Asaro on one.
Nigerian chef Adejoké Bakare and her youthful cooks carve, bang, and blend modern West African delights.
West African food is very bold. In some instances, it's quite fiery, like the people.
Like you?
I don't think so. I think I'm very subdued.
Joke, as her friends call her, is very humble. Her dishes, made with rice and chickpeas, stand out, representing different regions of West Africa and the different tribes of her mother and father.
It's got funk. Let's start with moi moi.
Moi moi, okay.
A savory steamed pudding of black-eyed peas and bright orange duck eggs, topped with chitour, spiced chili.
If you've had exo sauce, it's a version of exo sauce, but a West African version.
All right, well, moi moi. Oh, there's a bit of a burn that's rising too.
It's
nice.
We don't dull it at all.
The food that you make is also very much a reflection of your family.
Food is not just sustenance for us. It can be a form of worship. It can be a form of care. If we say we love you, we don't verbalize it. We verbalize it, we show you through our food.
Cooking for friends propelled her to a big break, a 3-month pop-up. Foodies raved.
Oh, I love plantain.
Influencers fell into rapture.
I cannot wait to try it.
Mere months after opening a standalone restaurant in the heart of London, she won the coveted Michelin star.
Punchy West African cooking, Adejoké Bakare.
It's validation that West African food can be on the same class on the culinary stage as French food.
I am half Filipino as well. The Filipino cuisine is very hearty. However, it's not seen as something that's very elevated. What do you say to other chefs? What do you say to them to inspire them to say, hey, break that mindset?
Firstly, let's not use the word elevated, because then we are feeding into that trope of ethnic food being not. Yeah. We've kept the heart of everything, just make it restaurant style. People will come, for sure.
The name of your restaurant.
Chishuru.
And what does it mean?
It means like the silence that descends when you're eating. You don't talk, you just want to be in that moment.
And more people new to West African food are finding that moment, that chishuru.
Does it surprise you that you're the UK's first black female Michelin chef?
It does, and it's a bit sad. It does, yeah.
Yeah, why is it sad?
Black women have been cooking for a while in kitchens, and recognition hasn't been given to them yet. So I'm just so happy that this has happened, because people can go, okay, and representation matters. If you see you being represented, you can be, yes, I can go there, I can get there.
Someone believed in you.
Yes.
That opened the door.
Yes.
You walked through.
Oh, yeah.
And that led more people to believe in you.
Yes.
And now you're famous. Basically, right?
I don't know about being famous, but hey.
For CBS Mornings, Ramy Inocencio, London.
We're celebrating meals from Black chefs in restaurants. Across the country, more than 3,000 restaurants and chefs have participated in Black Restaurant Week. And here in New York City, the week coincides with Juneteenth, and many chefs are offering Juneteenth-inspired menus. Jerika Duncan introduces us to one of those chefs for a special edition of our series, The Dish.
It's an unassuming location, under the subway tracks on a corner in Brooklyn. But once inside, it becomes a tropical experience.
When you eat my food, you're transported to the islands of the Caribbean.
From the colorful drinks and dishes, even the chef, Hollis Barclay, matches the mood, wearing vibrant clothing when cooking in the kitchen. Making homemade, flavorful Caribbean and Guyanese food.
You'll taste the freshness in every single bite.
She grew up in a house with around a dozen family members in Guyana, where cooking was essential.
Some people would think you own a restaurant, you must be trained, especially when you look at the items on your menu, but you say you got your training from family.
From family members, yes. My aunts, excellent cooks, excellent, world-class cook.
Now, Barclay is bringing that world-class cooking to Bluefin Bar and Grill. Everyone who works in Barclay's kitchen is Guyanese and trained by her to make traditional dishes.
We're known for our spiciness, so we add pepper.
A little red pepper.
Like Guyanese-style fried rice.
It's a Caribbean flavoring.
Oh, it even has that like syrupy look to it. It's heavier.
Yes.
A different taste than I'm used to having with fried rice. And let me try the chicken. Perfect combination.
But Barclay's path was not linear. She followed her mother to the U.S. when she was 19. After earning a college degree in fashion, she worked various jobs.
You know, the entrepreneur spirit kept calling me.
And she answered, opening one of the only Black-owned spas in Brooklyn. Nearly a decade later, when she was ready to try something new, her daughter had an idea.
She said, Mom, why don't you just open up a restaurant?
Yes, she did. My kids, like, my God, they love my cooking.
So in her 50s, Barclay's next chapter began. But the timing could not have been worse, opening just before the pandemic took hold in the U.S. When it did, takeout was the only option.
Are you doing better, like in terms of overall?
I'm very optimistic about the future for my restaurant.
Optimistic because Barclay is now in talks to open another location at New York's JFK Airport. And along the way, she's getting creative.
So we have chicken, po' boy, lobster mac and cheese, and oxtail
egg roll.
I will gladly do the honor of trying the oxtail egg roll. A little drizzle.
Barclay is proud to be part of New York City's Black Restaurant Week.
I like that.
Which coincides with the Juneteenth holiday.
This is the macaroni and cheese.
Lobster mac and cheese.
This is delicious.
The dishes we tried are from her special Juneteenth-inspired menu.
So the shrimp po' boy. I like that with the pickle. A little sweet, a little tangy. Give us a little history lesson for people who hear Juneteenth, but then they're like, wait, but she's from Guyana, that's South America.
We also had slavery, so there is a connection between the Caribbean Americans and the Black Americans. We share the same legacy as a people.
Warren Luckett created Black Restaurant Week 8 years ago in Texas, where the Juneteenth holiday originates.
It became an annual celebration, and that's really where food becomes that beautiful part of Juneteenth. We want folks from all walks of life to be able to name their favorite Black-owned restaurant the same way they can name their favorite sushi restaurant, favorite Italian restaurant in town.
Barclay is confident she will be one of those favorites once diners get a taste of her food.
Have people ever asked you, why now?
To answer that question, I would say it's never too late to start.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Jerika Duncan in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, Tony, Brooklyn.
Everything's in Brooklyn, Tony.
Brooklyn, we got lobster mac and cheese.
Tony lives in Brooklyn. I kept looking at that pineapple upside down
Ooh,
cake,
I know.
wishing that they would cut that open because I love pineapple upside down cake.
You can get it in Brooklyn.
Yes.
That's right.
We'll see you there. This morning, our award-winning series, The Dish, takes us to Philadelphia, where we are highlighting a restaurant serving up a unique twist on traditional Chinese takeout by bringing in the flavors of soul food. Our Nancy Chan got a taste of what makes Black Dragon the first of its kind and shares the story behind its booming success.
You grew up in this neighborhood.
Yes, it's not too far.
In West Philadelphia, Chef Kurt Evans is on a mission to transform not only the food, but the neighborhood itself.
Ooh, okay. That is some high heat right there.
Fried rice may be on the menu at Black Dragon Takeout, but with collard greens and etouffee gravy right next to it.
All right, awesome.
This is far from your typical takeout. It's a bold blend of tradition and innovation, mixing the warmth of Southern comfort food with the taste of classic Chinese-American cuisine.
I believe that Chinese-American food, as Black Americans, that's been our first experience with another culture's food because of redlining. A lot of Chinese immigrants couldn't open up Chinese restaurants in other neighborhoods, so they were given money to open restaurants in urban neighborhoods.
But Evans says as the second generation of Chinese Americans moved on from those restaurants, food deserts have opened up. That's where he sees an opportunity to bridge the gap with creations like gumbo lo mein, sweet potato sour chicken with pineapples and ketchup, and Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. How did you put together this menu?
I like to draw lines between the cultures, like General Roscoe's chicken, that's similar to General Tao's chicken. And since General Roscoe Robinson's the first Black four-star general in America from St. Louis, is a St. Louis barbecue style sauce, so it's more savory than sweet.
It's delicious. Okay, where do we go next?
This next dish close to oxtail lo mein. So our oxtail is smoked and then it's braised for 16 hours. And we take the gravy that's left over and we make a sauce out of it, and that's our sauce that we toss it in.
What surprised you as you were combining these two different cuisines?
A lot of similarities. Everything has a time and a place and a procedure when you're cooking in the wok. So that's the same as well with our food. So we smoke, we braise this dish. So everything is time, procedure.
This is great. I don't think I've had oxtail with lo mein before. But no Chinese-American meal would be complete without a fortune cookie, and Black Dragon has a twist.
I like to call them Black proverbs, stuff that like me and my friends and we've heard growing up sayings like this one.
Yes.
I brought you into this world and I could take you out. That's something that my mother would say to me all the time, getting in trouble, doing things.
Inspired by the experiences of his family and friends, Evans focuses on hiring formerly incarcerated people. Evans' soul food taking on a whole new level. You didn't just open a restaurant. You opened a place that is trying to truly give back to the community. Why is that important?
It's important because giving back, I feel as though everyone should give back. I don't think that giving back should be some esoteric thing that is like this arduous task that you can't do. I think that everyone should be able to give back, and whether it be a little way, a big way.
Such an innovative backstory.
Yes.
Especially the idea
It's
of
such
how
two-
redlining contributed to the fact that you always saw a Chinese restaurant
Yes.
in a Black neighborhood.
Yes, and so many of them have closed now, and that's why he's saying he wants to revive these communities. This is his first one, but he says he wants to open more of them. And we brought you back some very
I'm
fresh
doing the
egg rolls
collard
right here.
green.
The collard greens.
So good. I would have
like it?
never put the flavors together in this way.
They're
Philly
very
cheesesteak
good.
egg roll.
Very
yes,
good.
and we have also salmon cheesesteak egg rolls right there, and
Tony, I think you have collard greens right there.
Yeah,
Jerk
collard
chicken
greens
here
really good,
too.
yeah. Let me try the.
Let me try your chili.
Also your toppings, mango.
Yes.
Mango.
And they have a really good sauce. The General Roscoe's barbecue sauce they often use too.
Woo!
But,
Nancy, thank you very much. This morning, our series, The Dish, serves up a summer treat from the south side of Chicago. Shawn Michelle's homemade ice cream has been delighting customers for decades with flavors like melanin magic chocolate. And get this, my mama's famous slap yo son banana pudding. CBS News' Chicago's Jackie Kostek introduces us to the shop's heart and soul, Yahya Muhammad. His story is as rich as the ice cream he is scooping.
Ice cream is always good.
What are we going in for?
PBJ, peanut butter and jelly ice cream.
But this?
Are you kidding me?
This gives good a whole new meaning.
This is Chicago style. Old school, the kind you turn
With a churn.
Come on now.
For decades, Shawn Michelle's has been churning out homemade ice cream and loyal customers on the south side of Chicago.
Wow.
So you've got cream, you've got ice.
Cream, milk, and sugar, and that good old-fashioned custard goodness.
And even years into the business, that's
Yes.
still how you're making the ice cream.
That's the only way that we know how to make it. If you want to get it to Shawn Michelle's, you're going to go back to Grandma's house, whether you like it or not.
What's not to like when the product is as captivating as the man who makes it, Yahya Muhammad?
First of all, I love ice cream.
And he says the power it has to take someone back down memory lane.
The first taste of homemade ice cream that I had was that experience with a lady sitting on the bench after baseball practice. She had a bucket, a white bucket. It wasn't even hard. It was so good that I could literally not just eat it, I almost wanted to just hold it and, and just savor what I had experienced.
Yahya held on to that experience for years until he decided to dabble in the homemade ice cream game himself as a student at Western Illinois University, using his fraternity brothers as his early taste testers.
They lucky to be able to say it started right there with them.
Once Yahya perfected his art, he started selling it, eventually taking his passion from side hustle to bustling business with 2 locations.
The one thing he was always passionate about was his ice cream. He believed in it, he loved it, and he shared it.
Like ice cream, life is best when it's shared. Yahya shares his with high school sweetheart, now wife Nataki, and their 7 children.
I'm so thankful for my beautiful wife. I have songs just for me and her.
Ooh, yeah.
Come on now.
A true family business, Shawn Michelle's honors Yahya's beloved sister Shawn, who was killed in a car crash in 1999. He may be the face of the business, but it is her name on the door.
Shawn was a baker. She literally helped to inspire me to get into the business. And we call it the spirit of Shawn Michelle's. And so the same way you experience my passion, my energy, my sister had it.
Somehow, that indelible spirit makes its way into every batch of hand-stirred Shawn Michelle's homemade ice cream.
And now I got to get a little bit of each flavor, right, to really experience it?
Dip into Jamaica, dip into Jamaica. Call it the experience, right?
Oh my God.
That's my theme. It takes 2, baby.
So what's next for Shawn Michelle's?
I can see it in Atlanta, in DC, in Houston, Texas. I can see it in Phoenix. This isn't to be kept. No, we're gonna share this love.
And here you go.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Jackie Kostek in Chicago.
I love it. I know where I'm going next time I'm in Chicago.
Or bring one here, please. Yeah, bring
Guys,
one here.
I looked up where it was, so
Where
that
is
next
it?
time I go visit my in-laws, I can go. It's on Wabash and 47th Street in
There
Chicago.
you go.
So
Nice. All right, that does it for us. Stick around for CBS Mornings Plus. It's always a good time on Plus. We will see you tomorrow on CBS Mornings. This morning in our James Beard Award-winning series, The Dish, we are cracking open oysters. Now, it's a food, let's face it, many either love, hate, or are even afraid to try it. Now, one self-taught chef is working on changing that. Jasmine Norton says learning to love oysters is like a religion, and she's looking for converts at the Urban Oyster in Baltimore. Norton tells me it's the first oyster bar owned by a black woman in the entire country.
The world is your oyster.
It's one of
those
most used phrases ever.
Right, and to
but
me,
people won't try it.
Right.
Chef Jasmine Norton knows the raw truth. For many of us, oysters can be a tough food to crack. And here at Urban Oyster in Baltimore, she's heard it all.
Nah, I can't do it. That's bougie.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do it. It's slimy. Nah, I can't do it. I don't like raw food.
Yep.
As a chef, what do you think when you hear those responses?
I take it as a challenge.
A challenge Norton taught me to take on.
If I'm doing something wrong,
all right,
slap me back into shape.
Don't
Don't actually slap me, but you know.
I'm not that kind of chef.
Okay.
But she is the kind of chef who isn't afraid to add a flame
I got a chef.
Thank you.
and dress up oysters to appeal to our eyes
We're building magic right now.
and taste buds in these colorful creations with familiar flavors like bacon barbecue, teriyaki, and her best seller.
The most popular flavor that we sell is called Cheese Louise. Here is our secret weapon.
So what's in there?
The secret.
Okay,
I almost got you.
Yeah.
But Norton says there was no secret sauce in her recipe for success.
I'm assuming that you went to some fancy cooking school, right?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not. I had school loans up the wazoo,
Yeah.
right? So I would go on YouTube and kind of learn my knife skills from there, right? And then my dad, of course, taught me how to shop.
And Norton's dad, Gregory, was willing to teach this first-timer how.
Twist the knife to the, there you go.
You have to hear that pop.
Okay. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Coach.
But prying open these half shells
Fire especial.
wasn't half as hard as the doors his daughter had to pry open to start what she says is the first oyster bar owned by a black woman in the entire country.
Was there resistance being black, being a woman?
Absolutely.
Really?
All of those things. A lot of times people would come and, who's the owner of this place? And I'm just like, that would be me.
Norton started selling oysters as a side hustle in New York. When a health setback made her move back to her hometown of Baltimore, Norton decided to pursue her passion full time.
I started my business bedside because I had just had a surgery for a large fibroid that I had.
About the size of a grapefruit?
The size of a grapefruit, yes.
But only a year after Urban Oyster opened, COVID caused the oyster bar to bottom out.
I sold my TV, I sold my laptop, everything.
Norton picked herself up and this year reopened Urban Oyster to rave reviews for reimagining the raw bar with Baltimore's best bivalves.
I've been following them and the reviews have been off the chain.
In part for also opening some minds about oysters.
Why do you think there is so much resistance in the black community to try oysters?
Access.
Access.
Right? And when I say access, I don't mean financially, I mean experience, right?
Experience, you had when you were younger.
Exactly.
Norton grew up eating oysters over the kitchen sink with her dad, but didn't discover the rich role African Americans historically had played in the oyster business until she began researching her restaurant.
I learned that we are, in the best way that I could describe it, the first responders of oysters, right? The oystermen, majority of them were African American males. But for some reason, on the flip side of that, we're not actually the ones wanting to sit at the table after the fruits of our labor.
Turns out 2 members of my team had never tried oysters.
My assistant, Nairi, he doesn't really like oysters, so we're gonna have to save one of these for him.
Yeah, we certainly will.
All right, Alicia, Nairi. Okay, so this is Alicia. She's always hungry. This is Nairi. He's always nervous about trying new foods.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. All right, so.
I'll take the small one.
Okay, here we go.
Salute.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Good?
That's really good.
He's scraping the shell.
She got me.
So what happened to all of that oyster talk?
It was beautiful. That was amazing.
That was amazing.
And in finding converts like Nairi, Norton has found her pearl. in the oyster business. You say it's like a religious experience converting them, right?
Indeed.
Hallelujah, amen. We got another one in the oyster
That's right.
industry.
Welcome to the oyster religion.
Welcome to the oyster religion. Big shout out to Jasmine and Urban Oyster. You know, she has been through so much to help build up her career, a lot of rises and falls during this roller coaster ride, but what she has right now is the perfect twist on oysters.
It looks so good, and it just shows what you can achieve when you stay true to yourself and to your passion. Look at what she's done.
Yeah, great attention, more attention from you. That was a wonderful piece. I hope people people show up.
Next time we're in Baltimore for a baseball game, we got to pop by.
All right, works for me.
You got to take your assistant, Nairi.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely take Nairi. He's in love now.
He's got an in.
Taking a bite out of brunch and looking at the driving force behind a culinary explosion in Charlotte, North Carolina. Greg and Sabrina Collier have combined flavors from the Southwest with their Tennessee roots and are on a mission to celebrate both taste and talent. Skylar Henry met up with them at their popular Uptown Yolk restaurant.
Before you even bite into brunch at Uptown Yolk in Charlotte, you can't miss the love. It's in the art, in the kitchen,
Solo egg for the mojo.
and in the food.
The goal was to say, yes, it's breakfast, but we're gonna put so much energy and love into this breakfast.
James Beard Award nominee Greg Collier and his wife Sabrina say their dishes' stories mirror their love story.
Those are Tennessee fries. Those are our home fries, because Tennessee is home. That's a Memphis-style dry rub.
The Memphis natives began dating after meeting at a wing joint and soon after moved across the country.
One day he's like, going to Phoenix for culinary school, and I'm just like, I don't believe him.
You set out something completely different.
I said, if I go to Atlanta, I'm just gonna be a more country me. Or if I go to Chicago, it's gonna be a colder me. If I go to New Orleans, it's gonna be swamp me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I knew that in order for me to figure out who I was, I needed to go a place where I didn't think I existed.
The Colliers spent 5 years in Phoenix, growing their culinary skills and the relationship, tying the knot in 2010, but knew it was time to go back south.
I knew that it was time for me to get to a space to where I could start to figure out my food voice. And I also felt like Charlotte was a perfect place for that.
But the couple soon found out they couldn't afford to open a restaurant in Charlotte, so they went 30 minutes south to Rock Hill, South Carolina. It wasn't love at first sight.
We found a place on Craigslist. So it was a little rundown shopping center. And they were like, here, $1,200 a month. It was food still on the grill. They had been there like 9 months.
Really? After literally scraping away the past and with some elbow grease, they opened their first restaurant, The Yolk. But in 2014, a fire destroyed the restaurant just 2 years into their business. Eventually, they built Uptown Yolk in Charlotte, using their struggle as inspiration in their dishes.
The There's Fire dish, which is our smoked chicken gravy, biscuits, and jalapeno jam, was one of the first things we created on a new menu, very specifically because we had a fire.
While unique plates are where Chef Greg likes to experiment, twists on familiar favorites are what keeps the customers coming back.
What do I know on my skill set that can make the best pancakes? So we were just trying to figure that out, right? And that was
Oh. Wait a minute.
So the goal is, again, I think it's really important to do simple things great.
I don't think I understand how good these pancakes are. And I'm not even like a sweets guy.
Yeah.
Inspired by his time in Arizona, Chef Greg incorporates Southwestern heat in dishes like the Valley of the Sun. It's a spin on huevos rancheros.
I'm gonna drop some eggs in there, man. You got it?
I know this part.
Easy winning. So it's chorizo beef, black beans, a little bit of cocoa, a little bit of coffee in there.
Okay.
So we're thinking about all those rich flavors to kind of make a regular chili kind of stand out a little bit more. The 2 eggs look like suns. So we're gonna put the sauce in the middle, AKA
Valley. Got it.
And that's it.
And it's no surprise others are following the Collier's blueprint. They're opening doors through their restaurant group, which includes other restaurants and a food festival.
There's probably 12 to 15 either business owners or leaders of business who've come through our restaurant group in some kind of way.
We have laid and planted so many seeds that nobody can take that from us. That's more important than any award you can give us.
And while Chef Greg may receive all the accolades, he's adamant none of this would be possible without Sabrina.
It's important for me, for people to understand how important she is to the entire mission.
And like all good cooking, love is the not-so-secret ingredient at Uptown Yoke. For CBS Mornings, I'm Skyler Henry in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Ooh, looks delicious.
New spin,
really
right?
good.
On
Yeah.
some old classics. I love it.
In our series, The Dish, we meet a woman making what's being called the best Southern-style biscuits in the known universe. Erica Council is her name. She's the founder of Bomb Biscuit in Atlanta, where the line starts very early and the accolades keep rolling in. She's the first biscuiteer, that's what they're called, to earn a spot on the Food and Wine list of best new chefs.
At Bomb Biscuit in Atlanta, they are cooking up the goodness for thousands of people every week. People craving classic buttermilk biscuits piled high with fried chicken, pork, or egg and cheese. Southern staples that have turned Bomb Biscuit into a hotspot for breakfast and beyond. Thanks to founder and, say it with me, chef Erica Council.
It's been kind of crazy to think of myself as a chef.
Yeah.
You know, I like to consider myself that.
I was going to ask you that. Do you go by cook, chef,
I
kitchen
just
lady?
go by Erica.
She is now one of Food and Wine's best new chefs of 2024, a title that over the decades has gone to some of the most famous and influential names in all of food. And now, for the first time, goes to someone whose primary medium is the humble Southern biscuit. And what Erica Council brings to cooking comes not from culinary school, but from her North Carolina family. One of her grandmothers cooked professionally, founding Mama Dip's Kitchen in Chapel Hill, while the other cooked communally, you might say, for just about everyone.
You go to the back door and knock on the door, she fix you a plate. You know, to the point that when she passed away several years ago, like the people would come around and just say, we just feel like we needed to pay our respects, and like we leave flowers on the porch.
Wow.
I just wanted to learn how to make everything she made, and I wanted people to feel the same way about me.
Those first biscuits she made with her grandma Geraldine were far from a success.
Because I burned them very badly. All of a sudden, you hear the smoke. It's like smoke. You don't hear it. You see it. You smell it. And my grandma, she comes running up there with like a broom, and like they were all burnt on the bottom. And I just felt so bad, like I was so upset. But she took the pan out and sat on the table and ate them all.
But even with that kind of unconditional culinary love, Council didn't immediately go into professional cooking.
You go to college, you go
Yeah.
to school not for cooking,
No.
not for being a chef.
It was like finance, accounting. Yeah, well, I didn't want to be angry and tired. And that's what I correlated opening a restaurant. I was like, I want to be glamorous. I want to go to business dinners. I want to be able to talk about things like IT, software, and accounting and finance. You know, I don't want anyone to call me and ask me about biscuits.
She was always cooking, though, on the side for friends and family, and that passion grew and grew until a few years ago, she had a biscuit business plan and a name to go with it, thanks to an old coworker.
I used to bring them food all the time. And like he would be like, you got those bomb biscuits? Those are some bomb, like bomb-ass biscuits. That's what it was first called. My mom told me to take the curse word out.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where it came from.
I love that.
She is one of the ultimate biscuit makers in this country.
Food and Wine editor-in-chief Hunter Lewis says it's the biscuit's simplicity that makes them so spectacular.
If you think about it, it's really only 5 ingredients. It's flour, it's salt, it's a leavener, it's a fat, and it's a liquid like buttermilk. And what's amazing about that is with those 5 ingredients, no one biscuit is the same. How you make a biscuit or how I make a biscuit, it's very individual. It's like a fingerprint. And Erica's biscuits are high art.
They really are. She's got some sort of a like divine touch.
And since I was wondering about that divine touch, well...
So what's on the menu today?
I quickly learned that a real bomb biscuit can't really be replicated.
Just make sure it's all evenly distributed.
Call it 1 part personal family history,
Put your elbow in there.
2 parts hard-earned experience.
So now you're gonna sprinkle chocolate chips.
This is a Chips Ahoy situation.
Yes.
And how it comes together from there is an art I can't easily explain.
So you're not supposed to do that more than like 3 times, like with the edges.
Because?
Because my grandma says so.
Okay, all right.
But I am sure the result is too perfect to eat all by your lonesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And there really is something about a biscuit like this that just brings people together.
I know it's cliche and people say it all the time, but I do feel like food brings us together. You know, when we sit down and we're eating this food, we can share the belief that food is great and we can come to some kind of common ground because I always found comfort in cooking for people or feeding people. Thank y'all for coming in.
Eric, counsel, thank you to you. Thanks for the hospitality. Thanks for the unbelievable biscuits. And people can try them on their own, too. She's got a cookbook here, Still We Rise. It's got a lot more of her story, why she works with the biscuit, the history of the biscuit, and it really puts black bakers at the center of the story where so many French bakers have been for so many years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good biscuit.
It's a good biscuit. I already ate mine, that's why.
So good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And she's amazing.
She truly is amazing.
Charming.
Yeah. $5, make your way to Atlanta. You can get an egg and cheese on a biscuit.
This morning on The Dish, we head to Oklahoma City, where Chef Andrew Black continues to build his food empire. The James Beard Award-winning chef and cookbook author recently opened his 4th restaurant, Pearl Mesta, in the historic Skirvin Hotel. Our own Michelle Miller sat down with Black at one of his other spots, the highly acclaimed Gray Sweater, where she was taken on a culinary journey.
This is a pretty historic neighborhood. Did you know at the time?
I did not know at the time.
When Chef Andrew Black first moved to Oklahoma City's Deep Deuce 5 years ago, the only recognizable landmark from this once thriving black business district was the Calvary Baptist Church.
It's where Martin Luther King once preached. You know, this church is also where a lot of the major gathering for African American civil rights happened.
Then one day, someone texted Black his wish.
And I wish I'd saved the text, because it means so much, and I get goosebumps each time I think about it. But a person said to me, be sure to carry on your ancestors' legacy.
And while a lot has changed, Black says his 2 restaurants here pay homage to what once was.
Black Walnut is casual. Gray Sweater, top shelf.
It begins the moment you dream of coming to this restaurant.
This is Natalie. I'm an ambassador with Gray Sweater.
Expect a phone call after you make a reservation to plan your visit.
And then I do want to let you know that we are offering a new service, and we have limo service.
Those special touches are part of Black's philosophy, one woven into the very fabric of Gray Sweater.
The color gray, is it black, is it white? There's no allegiance. Meaning, no matter what you come in this room and fell in love with, the food, the cocktail, the water menu, the service, it doesn't matter, we're gonna move on. Give me a whole lime, let me cut it, please. It's curiosity, waking up, staying up late at night, questioning yourself, looking around you, talking to the ones around you. How much more can we do?
Doing more started in the kitchens of his native Jamaica before taking him to Europe and finally the U.S.
I wanted to try to find myself, where would I fit in? And so I got a call to come to Oklahoma City, and I said, where the heck is that?
You knew nothing about Oklahoma City?
Nothing.
After saying no twice, Black took a leap of faith. There was just something about the folks here.
When someone sees you in Oklahoma and shake your hand and say they're going to be there, they mean it. Our word is our bond here. It's absolutely one of the best states and the best place to live.
In 2007, he opened his first restaurant just outside of town. Since then, he's opened 4 more, including one in the historic Skirvin Hotel. It's called Pearl Mesta, named after the famed Oklahoma philanthropist and diplomat.
Can I have a cover for this, please?
It's become its own ambassador, bridging cuisines from one nation to another. Like his sorghum glazed sea bass served over black pearl rice, a little butternut vinaigrette, and fried sage.
In this dish alone, there's so many culture. West Africa rice, sorghum, sea bass, passion fruit. There's so many culture in this possibility.
From Gray Sweater, menu items with a twist. A handmade ice cream cone filled with roasted cauliflower cream, leek, and duck, with burnt potatoes set on a bed of rice.
Cheers.
Ching,
ching. Ching, ching. You are such a tricky meister. It's cold and hot and cold.
Tomatoes with dashi sauce served with conquistador petal, Kaluga caviar, mustard seed pickle, fried kale, and black truffle.
Very refreshing. Very light.
Very light.
We finished off our meal with a few black walnut favorites, macaroni and cheese balls filled with boursin cheese.
If they're filled with boursin cheese, where's the macaroni?
It's right there.
It's the casing around the boursin.
Yeah.
Jerk chicken lollipops with a little mango chutney and truffle parmesan french fries.
I didn't even get to the chutney, boo. That is the right amount of spice all the way around. I love it.
And elevated fried green tomatoes breaded in cornflakes, served with burrata cheese, avocado, and tomato coulis.
It's creamy, a little saltiness, all comes together. Ridiculous salad with entree, 32.
But food isn't his only focus. Believe it or not, the bottled beverage of choice at Gray Sweater isn't always of the grape variety.
People actually buy bottled water.
Yes.
As if it is wine.
Absolutely. All these water represent a different country, different texture, different flavor, and yes, water do comes with different flavor. One of my favorite right here is from Finland, but I've moved on to the champagne waters from Germany.
Champagne water, okay.
And so, wait.
We got flutes out here.
Yes, this bling you will see in the stars' hands in Hollywood sometime. Just
no
like
pop?
that. No.
I hear that's the way you're supposed to open champagne, with no pop.
Price tags can run as high as $140 a bottle.
Clean, refreshing.
Yeah. All right, let's make an okra.
Chef Andrew Black is flipping the script, or in this case, the menu, on what's traditional.
For me, it's about breaking the rules, breaking the tradition. I do take back the ingredients, but I then look at the ingredients and said, what's the story I want to tell?
And people are receptive?
Yes.
Most times?
Think about this, right? Gray Sweater has been open 5 years ago. You know how many people point a finger and laugh and said, you will never get a person in that place. Here we are.
And you get to eat. We get to eat. So we have some of the caviar, but we also have some of the water, because this was blowing all of our minds.
The price tag.
Yeah, this is the Velamo water. Cheers,
Cheers to
to
you.
our, which people are paying for.
Okay. How much, though? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's great sparkling water. I mean, I'll say, I love sparkling water. So
it's fantastic.
Bottles can range from $40 into the high 70s, depending on the size. One bottle in the tasting was $150.
If you've got the kind of money.
You'd spend it on a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
If you're not drinking wine, and they all do taste different, bottled waters.
Yeah.
So go for it.
And this is fantastic.
Mhm.
Great story.
This weekend marks 1 month since Hurricane Helene devastated communities in the southeast, including mountainous areas in western North Carolina. Some survivors there still do not have clean drinking water. This morning, our series, The Dish, takes us to hard-hit Asheville, North Carolina. Skylar Henry met Chef Ashley Shanti there the day before Helene hit, forcing her to find a new way to feed her community.
When floodwaters receded in Asheville, North Carolina, Chef Ashley Shanti was here to help her community rise, hosting these fish fries.
There's a lot of community around fish fries.
You know, that's something that I grew up with. My parents' first date was at a little fish fry spot called Chickasee.
And from her parents, Shanti learned her love of cooking.
I still have the first burn mark on my arm from grabbing that cornbread out of the oven.
While still in her 20s, she earned a star turn on Top Chef and accolades as a young gun and one of the 16 black chefs changing food in America.
Here you go, Lex.
All before even opening her own restaurant, Good Hot Fish, earlier this year.
Very DIY. My partner and I caulking till 3 in the morning so we could pass inspection.
Shanti's wife, Megan, also made the art on the walls of the restaurant here in their adopted hometown of Asheville.
Has it always been welcoming?
Of course not. You know, I check a lot of boxes. I'm gay, I'm black, I'm a woman, and I exist in a kitchen.
And shortly after opening, someone cut the power to the restaurant while customers were inside. and left a sticker on the door.
And the sticker said, "How to ruin a white city." And it had a hand above this building with the swastika on the hand, and it was like a pepper shaker, and it was shaking out the word. I was pretty shocked. I knew that the community of Asheville was gonna
Had your back.
support. Yeah, they had my back. And that's just something that even through the fear, I try to remember that I have some really good people here.
But what a racist vandal couldn't take away, the forces of nature almost did. Rain was already soaking Asheville when we visited. The same week, Shanti's eatery earned an elite spot among the New York Times' 50 best restaurants in America. Hurricane Helene nearly destroyed her dream. Ironically, it's a lack of running water that kept Good Hot Fish closed for nearly a month. But the faucets are turning back on.
Great, thank you.
So now, with these outdoor fish fries and in a new cookbook, Shanti is sharing her unique culinary approach.
Afro-Latin inspired, is that right?
Afro-Latin. I'm kind of tired of being called a Southern chef. Like, what does that mean? You know, the South is so vast. My food is not the same as what they cook in the Delta region, or, you know, the food that we cook here in Southern Appalachia is far different from food in the Low Country. When we're talking about cooking locally, it's what grows in this region, and that's what's important. And typically meat is just kind of
supporting character.
It's a supporting character,
Yeah.
exactly.
In her new cookbook, Shanti shares the recipe for a version of one of her bestsellers.
Our Good Hot Fish sweet potato cabbage pancake.
So what is all this?
So we've got some rice flour. We want a nice fluffy pancake. Cornmeal, nod to the South, of course.
All right, let's put it together. Get all the lumps out.
Yep, you know a little something about cooking,
Yeah,
huh?
I try.
Yeah? Okay, time for the flip.
But she was about to turn up the heat.
I have a job for you.
Talk to me.
Toast some nori sheets for us.
Okay.
It's gonna be super easy.
Well, easy for her, maybe.
Okay, blow it out. All right. All right, it's your first
Little
time.
too much fire.
It's your first time. Yeah. Let's do another one.
Though once we got it right.
Oh, that's really good.
Thanks. I mean, I told you.
But that was the last meal cooked in the kitchen at Good Hot Fish, until it's slated to reopen next week. For now, Shanti is focused on these fish fries,
How y'all doing? Y'all need anything?
finding a more filling way to serve her community. For CBS Mornings, I'm Skylar Henry in Asheville, North Carolina.
What an amazing story.
Amazing story.
Shout out to that
Resilience,
chef.
delicious food. And you know it's good because we all started talking about all the things that we we're to make that or make this.
No doubt.
And Asheville, man, it's such a vibrant place.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite cities.
Been through so much. The chef has overcome so much. I mean, you see the fear in her, and the anger and the hurt is still so real.
Yeah.
But look at what she's done for
Yeah.
her community.
She rose.